Vitamin supplements. Should we be taking them? How do we know if we ought to take them? And what are the benefits? And do they really work? Well, in this video, we're going to be answering all those questions. But before we get started, why don't you head over to the GCN app and vote in our latest poll. Do you take vitamin supplements? Yes or no? A, C, E, K, D, B. Now, this isn't an out of order alphabet. These are vitamins. And just like letters build words, vitamins are the building blocks that keep our body running. They help build muscles and bones, make use of nutrients, and they also capture and use energy. Plus, they heal wounds. Now, plants, fungi, and other bacteria make their own vitamins, which our body can't. So we have to get them from other sources, mostly through our diet if it's varied and balanced. A vitamin supplement is something you take alongside your food, and it's designed to boost your body's intake of a certain vitamin that you may be lacking in your diet. Now head to your local supermarket and you'll quickly see there is a whole array of supplements on offer, and this can be quite a minefield to try and decide which one you need or which one you might even want to look at. The best way to get vitamins is through a balanced diet by eating a variety of different foods, but understanding different vitamins and what they can do to you can really help you understand how much you need to consume and make sure you get enough. How do you know if you need vitamin supplements? Well, in an ideal world, you go and have a full blood test taken and the results would clearly show if you have any deficiencies. However, realistically, this isn't an option for all of us and not entirely necessary. If you do eat a balanced and varied diet with maybe a little bit of exercise, to be honest, you probably don't need any vitamin supplements. However, if you are training really hard towards a specific goal and you may be putting your body under a lot of stress and perhaps not quite eating right, then vitamin supplements could really help you meet your nutritional needs. Okay, imagine your diet split into macro and micronutrients. From the macro perspective, cyclists are often lacking things like carbohydrates, which will lead them to bonk later in the ride, run out of energy. But from the micro perspective, cyclists will often lack in things like iron and vitamins. Now, the reason why can be a problem. It's actually pretty complex. And it's not just a case of consuming loads of vitamins and solving the problem. It's more of a case of getting the balance between consumption and absorption right. For example, the liver produces a hormone called hepcidin, which helps to regulate iron uptake. However, this is actually increased as a stress response to higher levels of exercise, meaning we can end up with an iron deficiency. Also, look at vitamin D. Now, these days we are highly protective of UV light, and rightly so because of the risk that skin cancer poses. However, it means we don't synthesize as much vitamin D ourselves. Also, in the winter months, we struggle to get enough sunlight, meaning we can end up with a vitamin D deficiency. If a cyclist does have a micronutrient deficiency, this can affect your performance out on the bike in many different ways. If we look at iron, for example, a deficiency in iron can result in a reduction in hemoglobin, the iron-dependent red blood cell protein that transports oxygen around the body, which can result in fatigue and general reduction in performance on the bike. That being said, supplements should not be taken as a substitute to a good diet. However, there may be many who have an existing medical or health condition, which means you have to take supplements regularly. And if you are concerned about your health or any changes to your diet, we'd really recommend seeking further advice from your local GP. How long should you take vitamin supplements for? Well, this depends on the reason for taking them. If it's to address a deficiency in any specific vitamins, then we'd recommend taking them for 12 weeks and then rechecking the impact that taking that supplement has had. However, if you don't address any dietary inadequacies, it's pretty likely that that deficiency will return again in the future. There's also times when you may need to take them for specific time periods. A good example of this is when riders head to altitude. Now, they may look to take iron supplements for up to 10 days before and 14 days after heading up the mountain. Now, this is because when you're at altitude, your body increases its production of hemoglobin. So riders look to take iron to make sure they don't experience an iron deficiency as a result of a trip to altitude. You might have heard of Informed Sport. Now, this is an independent batch testing company which will examine different vitamin supplements and then test them for purity and also the presence of banned substances which are on the WADA list. Now, this is particularly relevant to professional athletes who may look to take supplements and make sure they're doing so legally and within the rules. Now, there are cases in sports where riders end up taking a supplement which is contaminated by a banned substance. So if you look for the Informed Sport logo or other similar companies' logos on a vitamin supplement, then you can have a bit more reassurance that you won't encounter any of those banned substances in the vitamin supplements that you're taking. However, it's really worth noting that this isn't 100% accurate. These companies only batch test certain parts of a vitamin supplement, not the entire range. So when you take a supplement, you're doing so at your own risk. If there is a contaminated substance in that supplement and you take it, that's on you. You can't blame it on any of these companies which batch test the products. Okay, so that was a little bit more information on vitamin supplements, but please let us know in the comments below if you take vitamins yourself and which ones. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'm about to take some omega-3 now, get my fish oils in me. So luckily you can't smell my breath afterwards. Although apparently this one doesn't actually affect your breath, so you should be all right anyway.